Hey everyone, remember last week when I argued that it was a good thing for the Greeks to hold a referendum on the latest bailout and the austerity conditions that come as part of the package that's being offered by the EU, the IMF, and the European Central Bank? Well, obviously, the results are in from yesterday's referendum, and more than 60% of Greeks voted no to the package. And since then, many Greeks have been celebrating in the streets of Athens and the country's other cities. I stand by my original statement. I think that this referendum was the right thing to do. I think it was a healthy exercise in democratic decision-making on the part of the Greek people, and I think it's very important because it ensures that the responsibility for whatever happens next will be parked primarily, if not exclusively, with the people of Greece themselves. They elected the governments who dug the country into this hole. Let them now face the music. I just wanted to post this video because some more information about exactly what those governments did to dig Greece into this hole has recently come to my attention. I mean, you should see some of the ridiculous policies that Greece's government adopted on public pensions, for example. According to the USA Today, and I quote here, trombone players and pastry chefs get to retire as early as age 50 on grounds that their work causes them late career breathing problems. Hairdressers enjoy the same perk thanks to the dyes and other chemicals that they rub into people's hair. Then there are masseurs at steam baths. They get an early out because prolonged exposure to all that heat and steam is deemed unhealthy. End of quote. Now, if you want more examples, consult this example from the New York Times. The Greek government has identified at least 580 job categories deemed to be hazardous enough to merit retiring early, at age 50 for women and age 55 for men. The law includes dangerous jobs, such as coal mining and bomb disposal, but it also covers radio and television presenters who are thought to be at risk from the bacteria on their microphones. End of quote. And then according to a Greek reporter, in the public sector, 7.91% of pensioners retire between the ages of 26 and 50, 23.64% between 51 and 55, and 43.53% between 56 and 61. On the whole, more than 70%, I think almost 3/4 of all Greek pensioners retire early. Now, is it really any wonder that Greece's government is in this position? Is it any wonder that it found itself unable to finance all of these generous social benefits, to say nothing of all the other examples one could name? No wonder they ended up in this position. And then a number of Greeks and their politicians are taking a really inappropriate and even downright arrogant attitude about the whole thing. Apparently, Greece's finance minister, Yanis Varoufakis, has in the past called European finance ministers terrorists, and he's actually gone so far as to secretly tape his official discussions with them. Now he's claiming that Greece's banks will be able to reopen by tomorrow, Tuesday, and he's claiming that, don't worry, we'll be able to reach a new agreement within 48 hours of the referendum vote yesterday. So one news source, one media outlet, asked him on Sunday why people should believe him. After all, the country's banks are running out of money. He replied, "You're spoiling a celebration of democracy with impertinent questions." You know, and now Greece's foreign minister actually claimed last March that if Greece wasn't able to get loans that it needs to stay afloat without any strings attached, the country might actually retaliate by sending migrants from the developing world, from poor countries, and even Islamic jihadists to Germany. I mean, are these really the kinds of statesmen who deserve to be taken seriously? You know, do Greece's creditors have any kind of obligation to play ball with these kinds of characters and give them what they wanted, or what they're demanding? Give them the free lunch that they claim that they're entitled to? I think not. I think it's just as well that a majority of Greeks voted against the bailout package. I remember watching a report about the whole situation on CNN this morning. One of the journalists said, look, it seems that most Greeks recognize that tough decisions are going to have to be made now, but they figure it's better if we are left to our own devices and find our own way out of this mess instead of simply dancing to the EU's tune and accepting whatever austerity measures they impose on us. Well, I agree. Personally, I suspect that a lot of Greeks are grossly underestimating the kind of pain that they're going to have to go through in order to gain any kind of face-saving or economy-saving solution to this mess. I suspect that's why so many of them are being so cavalier about the consequences of rejecting this bailout. But at the end of the day, they're going to learn that lesson on their own. Now it appears they'll learn it the hard way. Maybe in the long term that's for the best. Maybe then the people and leaders of Greece will learn through experience that there is no such thing as a free lunch. And if they decide to keep this lavish welfare state, they're free to do that, but they'll have to get used to paying the taxes that come with it. And if they are determined to maintain their economic sovereignty, if you will, so to speak, they'll learn that you have to pay a cost to be your own boss. The rest of us will stay tuned and see exactly how this whole situation turns out. I, for one, can't wait to see what happens. Looking forward to hearing your feedback, folks, as always. Sayonara.